ain't what you think about when you're born into a fire. But let them burn it out. Sell them to the richest buyer. They wanna let the world decay. They tell us lies and fade away, fade away. We feel betrayed. We were raised to lose the race. Wake at the back of the pack, kill it anyway. Listen up now, because we're never dropping out. Beat the odds, beat the big house. Our brains are bigger than the doubt. We've been thinking for ourselves, never let the truth fade away. This is bigger than ourselves, we won't let the world burn away, burn away. We feel betrayed. We were raised to lose the race. Wake at the back of the pack, kill it anyway. To blame, haters face the world's mistakes. Wake at the back of the pack, kill it anyway. You think you've got my number figured out? A motive born in drought and brevity. And if I'm not the soul of your design, I blatantly decline your remedy. Don't box me in, don't, or I'll leave. I'd rather be a dreamer, I'd rather be free, I'd rather be a leader, I'd rather be a queen, I'd rather be a singer in a trashy cover band. I'd rather be a closer, I'd rather be clean, I'd rather be a poser in a magazine, I'd rather be pretty much anything else than your machine. I wasn't always just a single shade, a palette full of gray in reverie. And I can burn it brighter than the sun. I have a golden gun inside of me. Don't box me in. Don't, or I'll leave.
And we are live. Thank you all very much for joining us on this fantastic evening. Sorry, 1 second while I get this adjusted, because I am standing up at my new standing desk right now, so that's always fun. But yeah,
Nice.
so it's been a little bit since we've been here. Announcements wise, I know we're going to have a couple of one shots that we're doing. We're doing this one shot here tonight, which is going to be interesting. We're going to see what our players get up to in a year of downtime, as they are basically becoming all powerful. This session could take 1 or 2 sessions. I'm not 100% sure.
And it could be interesting where we reach like a break point and then we reach the second half after everyone like everyone has a 2-part sort of thing. Could be interesting, or most people have a 2-part. Who knows?
For the most
Could
part,
be interesting for pacing.
yeah, I think for the most part, everyone's going to be, from what everyone has told me, I think it's all going to go pretty well fast one by one. So I think we'll get through it today. As I said, it might be a tomorrow, next week thing too. After that, we have a one shot that is getting planned that we're going to be going and seeing a couple of different characters at different stages of their career. Following that, we'll be coming back to deal with things that we might learn about tonight. We'll see. There's a lot going on today. Other than that, any announcements?
Ooh, let me see, I think. Nope.
Okay.
I have a new drawing tablet, so
Yeah, so maybe more will be
This-
incoming as creativity blossoms.
that'd be great.
We also have another guest joining us today. The little one that we might be able to see a little bit here or there.
Yeah. Aw.
Such a
very
cute
good.
face.
These passed out.
Very good.
So I apologize for all of the screaming in the background as soon as he wakes up.
You're good. Alright. That being said, Asker, if you wouldn't mind taking us away on recap. Actually, Ashra, take us away on recap.
Yeah! So last session, all of these nerds went to hang out with a friend, LaFay, who is Ashra's clone friend buddy. Now, Ashra and LaFay are having a good time bounding around being dragons, And inevitably, the way that shifters are is very unstable magically, very freeform, very shape-shifting. There's some property damage, some explosions, maybe some collateral damage, and people were taking exception to that, as most people take exception to a couple of dragons kind of chilling around in their little villages because they tend to be fragile. As one does, and as they started yelling at LaFay for the incident, Ashra decided, we're leaving. This world, the world of humans and orcs and fae and such, is far too small for these growing dragons who are gaining massively with every bit of treasure that they eat. They are going to be approaching these colossal sizes in due time. And that's just not compatible with a very small and delicate world. They need to work on creating their own home, their own place to belong, living a life unburdened by the rules and conventions that little people need to survive. And so, Ashra bid her children and party adieu, or child and party adieu, and took off to fly over the ocean and make the way back to paradise, to cleanse it of the evil she knows has been rotting at the heart of the island for some time, and return it to the perfection it's meant to be, to make it a place for raising children, for living large, for being happy, enjoying naps. An ideal sort of place, by their measure, with her new friend in tow.
Very nice.
Mm-hmm.
And with that being said, we're starting with you. Let me get them tested. So, Ashra, you and LaFay are traveling far. And, I mean, yes, you both have very big wings. LaFay's are still quite a bit larger than yours, as you haven't been able to gorge on all of the nice riches that you've earned. Which I assume you had enough of the riches on your own to get yourself up. Yeah.
Yeah, we took the bag and we're doing max each day, and we will quickly catch up.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So you both take to flying back to paradise, going through the waves, soaring across the swamps. For times, you actually see, as you go through the mountains, you see a couple of eyes as large as yours staring up at the two new intruders, watching as you pass. As, well, some of the lands have been taken by other dragons for their own sake. Well, own spots. But none of them disturb you, as they just see you, make sure you stay far away, and you and LaFay have no problem. As you guys get to the crossing the ocean, before you come to the fog wall, which you may recall, you do see in the ocean large creatures just getting closer to it, looking up at you. Some familiarity in some of them, as they could then go back down and sink back down.
And as we see them, we greet them in the high roars, giving out the reassurances that, yeah, I am returning to the island.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. And yes, I have, even before last session, I did hit the breakpoint for huge size instead of large,
Fair.
but not quite gargantuan yet.
Yep.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So it takes you about 3 weeks of travel, soaring, gliding, some resting here or there. But you find yourself finally crossing the fog. And as you make it through, you come to seeing the island of paradise ahead of you. And normally at this point, you would expect to be greeted by a couple of Argent Davis, a couple of the air shifters. None come to greet you. You see the mountain in the middle of paradise still up there, but a lot of the other terrain seems less lively. The jungles seem to be in a perpetual fall almost. Not quite winter, but paradise doesn't see fall or winter normally.
We work hard, and yeah, the heart of rot has been here for too long, and Ashra knew that it was going to be bad by the time they got back. But still, there is the echoing yearning for what was, and not quite regret, but sadness. She goes with the Fae and calls upon her to help in shifting the weather to that appropriate for the battle to come. And readies herself to let out a great and challenging roar once they're over the island. And with the 3 weeks of time, we do hit the gargantuan breaking point.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Question for you.
Yes.
Are you flying? Because you can now cast while you're in form, if I recall correctly.
Yes.
Now, right?
Yes, we both can.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
If you wouldn't mind giving me a Arcana check. Well, not Arcana check, a Magic check. As you and LaFay cast your 9th level spells of Vengeance.
Yep.
Plenty fine.
Yeah.
Plenty fine. Oh.
This is what we were born for, as nature answers the call.
Roll for LaFay too.
Mm-hmm.
LaFay's fine. So, you start. Can you give me the text on Storm of Vengeance? It's been a second since I've seen a 9th level druid cast a spell like that.
Yeah, and if you want to modify it to something a bit more appropriate for the coming, I'll pop it out. It'll be a little bit of reading, which will give me a little bit of time since I popped up to Avarice categories to update my sheets.
Okay. So where are you doing this? Over like the center of the island, or because with the both of you
when we last discussed the shape of the island, but she would put it over like an appropriately open area to her best remembrance of for like a large battle. Let's see. Scooching out on the map. Nope, that's the wrong continent. Yeah, probably the more towards the north. We don't want to be too close to the nursery.
There you are. The more towards the north. So you go call the storm with LaFay's help, and between the both of you, instead of the 720 feet radius that you might expect,
let's make it big.
You end up getting a 2-mile radius of a storm of vengeance just circling. You do create like a nice little eye, so that way Hamu knows where to find you. Are you landing or are you staying like?
We're staying up and we're roaring and starting to channel into the energy of the island to officiate the the battle.
Okay, give me a perception check as you're flying over. And are you keeping Lafay with you?
Hmm.
Okay.
Unless LaFay argues or
Do you want
stuff, I
Lafay
don't know if.
helping you?
Mhm. Yeah, if they're willing, unless they truly want it just up to me, but I feel twinned. And I don't know what LaFay's feelings. If they're the same as Ashra's and like repulsed by the corruption since she was a part of it.
The main feeling you're getting from Lafay is a sense of concern over the hatchlings, over the eggs that might have been damaged.
Go and protect them. Help the people.
Lafay roars
Save what's left.
and takes up over the storm, so that way they can sneak away and not get caught by Hamu. What's that
Protect what's left, no matter what happens.
I will. Can you give me that perception check?
Oh, you're right. I got distracted. I pulled it up and I had it just like imagine rolling.
So down below you see different, like, you see a raptor for a second, but its skin is like a pale gray normally raptors are very vibrant. They have nice colorful feathers. The feathers do not exist. Actually, part of its arm is just like fallen off, but you can still see the skeletal remains of it, and it still seems to be able to move it. And you just see different Spinosaurus, different Triceratops, all of them just moving about, but not really moving. You haven't seen any shifters yet. About how long does it? Yeah, we're giving Storm of Vengeance a little bit longer. It lasts an hour for right now. About 40 minutes go by, and you hear the roar that you've heard once before when you were here of Daimu, the giant that Hamu has created and birthed and controlled.
Yes.
Charging through above the tree line, you see Daimu's head looking for the source of the storm and riding on him with his hand up above his head, the rain just splattering around, not touching him. Because that acidic rain is acidic. You see Hamu, the one who has caused so much pain to this place. And you hear him calling out, "Who dares bring forth something into my realm? This place is mine. None shall be able to subject their will onto it other than me."
I, Ashra, return to cleanse your rot from my home. And you can, if you want, adjust or mix some of the flavor between Control Weather and Storm of Vengeance.
What are you trying to...
For the duration.
What are you trying to do?
Nice and stormy, nice and cloudy, nice and dramatic.
So you make
and that does give a 5-mile radius, so it does
the entire radius of the storm.
Mm-hmm.
So you take the eye and you get rid of the eye as you... Are you coming down slightly?
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
Okay. I don't know if you were planning on staying up and...
Oh no, I meant in the before part, before Hamu arrives, and I guess when I'm working with LaFay, doing like a combination of these spells to set out just a big ol' storm to get attention.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So how?
Oh, we're -5. Oh, damn. Yeah, we'll mark that one off with the blood. And there we go.
So with that being said, Amu looks to you. You've come to die, I see. Well, come down. And you watch as chains start to go from the land, rushing up at you. And the chains are made of the trees as it tries to pull you down. And that's going to start your battle for the spark. How this is gonna go?
Okay.
Sorry. It's
No, I
going
was
to.
gonna say I was gonna like shock and awe, like diving down and showing the dragon form. Get that big ol' intimidate, but let's see how this is going to go. You tell me the rules.
So this is gonna be a skill challenge. It's gonna be a competing skill challenge for whoever gets to 7 successes first. If you reuse a skill, if the DC goes up. Just so you know. That being said,
Then I guess I have 17,000 stream points. Let me just one.
oh, NPC creator.
Well, just to like burn
Oh,
through
burn.
them a bit faster. 3.
Are you giving them all
Because-
to yourself?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Don't worry about it.
So 5.
I'll save
20.
some for other people, but
So 20.
there we go. That should be. Yeah, and then
3,
yeah, it's normally 500 per.
30. 30 times you want me to roll for you. Got it.
Yes.
Actually, no, never mind. I'm not rolling 30d6.
Types it in online. Yeah. Probably for the best. It'll add it up for you too.
It
Yeah,
will.
Cool. Thank you.
That is a lot of fate points.
Astra
Oh,
is
yeah.
back to having full fate points.
Woo!
So, let's get some initiative rolled. Who's going first? Because you both have things that you are going to start doing.
Mhm. Dang. When you don't have advantage.
That is going to be you going first. So you are before his chains get up.
I can't lose for winning.
I rolled an 8.
Mhm. So, what is my current challenge, or what? So, am I rolling for?
So you were
Would it be-
saying that you were heading on down. Describe what you would like to do.
Yep. And so we've been up in the nexus of the storm, a difficult critter in the sky up to see, even at my now gargantuan size. And so, as he commands me to come down, I'm all ready and willing to start exerting my presence onto the island. And so we dive down, trying our best to dodge the branches of the trees and do a unsettling visage.
Give me an intimidation.
Yeah, guess who has proficiency in that now with the avarice?
Something
So
about being
let
a
us
dragon.
Go forth in being a dragon. It's at a base of 26. So we let out the echoing roar.
As you roar and go and just exert your energy onto this, you watch as the ground just shakes. And for a second, you see I could have sworn you saw a tinge of fear in Hamu's eyes. Before he retaliates and says, I said get down. Are you fully down or like in range?
No, we're still diving
Yeah.
because I presume it's gonna take more than 6 seconds to go from like.
Yep. So
It takes a little bit.
he's going to use his magic. 20. He's going to use his magic and have the chains wrap around and try and just pull you and just like force your head into the ground and just drag you on as he pulls you closer to Daimu's mouth. And as you're at Daimu's height now, and as you just like rolled into the ground, you are a gargantuan dragon. Daimu is still bigger.
Oh, I remember.
Just from pointing it out there.
And the chains are bringing me down close to Daimu's mouth, correct?
Basically the chains, you were flying up, the chains wrapped around your wings, pulled you, had you like do a not so nice landing, and are pulling you closer to him right now.
Mm-hmm. Ah, okay, so we're on the ground.
Yep.
And yeah, this is a simple matter of freedom of movement. As the true leader, no one can exert upon my will.
Okay, so give me a magic check.
Oh yeah.
Do you have advantage on that? Oh yeah, you probably
Oh yeah,
cast
I have
Foresight.
advantage on like on all of my checks and attacks. That's just what I do now.
Let's see, that is your... So you use your magic to fully just break out of his grasp, and he just looks at you. You're stronger than you were before. No matter. And with that, as you've broken free, you've used magic and intimidation. Now... He's going to have Daimu he's going to have Daimu wrap its teeth around your neck and try and crack your neck as they normally would.
Alright. Trying for a bite attack.
His bite attack is successful. I roll this.
Not with the...
It was
I'll put
another
20
nat
fate
20.
points down. Oh, never mind.
Okay. I've rolled 2 nat 20s for Hamu so far.
Alright.
He just grabs and just ripping scales off. The scales just going into its teeth as it just shreds into you. And as you see this marvelous creature, you see that not even it has escaped Hamu's rot, as it is an undead as well. That is... Alright.
Do I see any of the other shifters here starting to assemble to watch, or is it just us still?
Are you looking for aid, or just looking...
No,
Okay.
just because an important part of, like...
You want to be...
It's not enough just to be strong to be alpha, you have to also be capturing the heart. So we're keeping a little bit of an eye out for that, but right now...
You haven't
we
seen
need to
anything yet.
But right now we need to exert ourselves. Give me one moment. Yeah. As it bites down, and now that it's right in range, we're going to summon balls of fire to storm fire, or a storm of fire at various point upon the rotting flesh. Cleanse it up, possibly get Hamu. And it doesn't matter that I'm right in it. I can just have it right on its head and revel in the fire.
Give me another magic check. This one's at a
Yes.
higher DC. It's not the DC to beat the spell, it's at the DC for...
Okay. And we'll put down the 15. Or so fate points.
So basically, since you're using magic 2 times using magic again, that pops your DC up, which you still, with the 15, definitely succeed.
Mm-hmm.
As the fires just burn onto Hamu, kind of almost gets knocked off of Daimu, and it roars more, having your mouth in it. And it's going to let go and just unleash a full-on roar. It would have been probably its opening move. And it's going to try and intimidate you. See if I roll anything other than a nat 20 this time.
Mm-hmm.
So it is currently a success. Are you spending anything to drop it?
Give me a moment. Attacks on me have disadvantage. Which we already did the bite.
Yeah. I would say more for this part, I'm not going to... Because it's more of a skill challenge.
Okay. I'm sorry, I just needed to check that because it gives me immunity to surprise, but not frightened.
Okay.
So there's a lot of words going on in the soup's wisdom.
Yep. No, I was going to say...
Oh.
It's currently succeeded on its skill check. Because remember, this is skill challenges.
Okay.
Sorry, weird form of combat.
No, it's good. We'll drop it 20. It is a mewling kitten before me. I hit it with so much fire on its head and throat, and it's rotted out.
Dropping it 20 will make it so it does not succeed.
We are going.
So, what do you do as it tries to intimidate you and scare you with its size?
As we're at, like, pause point in the battle, or not a pause point in the battle, but let's give the popcorn crew, like, an opportunity to speak up without talking over me. What are they thinking as their astral projections going forth?
This is as epic of a battle as I expected it to be. Also, the little one only wishes to eat pasta. Green beans? No. Chicken quesadilla? Absolutely not.
The kid knows what's up. Pasta. Popcorn. Good shit.
Alright. So.
It's enjoyable so far.
It's very...
Cypher would appreciate undead dinosaurs.
Yeah, unfortunately, we're gonna be fixing that problem soon.
The disease of Hamu, the curse of Hamu.
It's very dramatic.
And so with this, we've weakened its form, it's rotting. We're going to try and do a takedown on Daimu. We're going to grab it, shove it over.
Give me an athletics check.
Yeah. Let's go big.
5. That will succeed. As you go, and it's a bit bigger than you, but you're able to get in. You take your mouth onto its hind leg, and then and it's not able to hold its balance. Maybe if it was fully alive, maybe then.
Oh, yeah.
But,
for sure if it was alive.
But as a zombie, it's not able to maintain.
We send out tremoring earth-shattering waves out from the center of this battle. As lightning storms.
And as those storms start to happen, you start seeing eyes just poke, looking and watching. And then a very familiar set of eyes you see off in the distance speeding towards you.
Woohoo.
Nice yellow, black scales.
Woohoo.
But for Hamu, he looking at Daimu down. Rise! Face my minions. And you watch as skeletal hands start reaching out of the ground, trying to pull you into the ground as the bones of generations of dead start to try and pull you down.
Well, the claws, since the shifters don't leave corpses. But yeah.
Oh no, these are dead
Dinos.
not
Yeah.
dinos.
Oh no.
You watch as elven hands are coming up and pulling you down. Human hands. Some demons just coming and pulling you down into the ground.
The ancient history.
Yup. That is a success. So he is starting to pull you down. Unless
Alright,
you're...
we'll drop it by another 15. Or... Yeah.
Okay. So you calling upon your own power, your own spark.
And that was my intention for when it comes to my turn, is we're going to try and tap into the pure and good magic that we've built over generations on the island to fight back against the rot and send it back. Arcana check sort of thing.
You can do
Or persuasion,
Arcana
I don't
or
know.
Nature.
Nature, yeah. Nature's a big good one. God, not with that sort of roll.
Oh,
Okay, let's see. We'll pop it up another 10.
that's enough to succeed.
Okay.
You're at 5 successes versus 2 failures. Or 2 of his successes.
Yeah.
So you call upon the magic as he starts to call upon the old dead and bending them to his will. You call upon the magic of the land, the magic of change, the magic of freedom. And you find that the skeletals, things that had started to come, just crumble. Daimu
Finally put them to rest.
starts to get up, and then your energy washes over him, and he just falls down. For good. So standing in
He's
front
prone
of
on the ground.
Daimu, the
Oh, Daimu, sorry.
yep, Daimu's still standing. He's still standing.
Mhm. What is he up to?
Done his zombies, not done his magic. He pulls out his bow that you know has helped actually probably slayed the one before him, even though you weren't there to see it. Pulls back.
Shoot the
This
dragon with the
place
arrow, the
is
classic.
mine.
Mhm.
He's going to attack.
Disadvantage.
So I rolled a nat 20 and a 16. 16's still going to be a success though.
Yeah, and I'll grant that.
As he shoots through, it tears through part of your wing, and you find yourself reverted back to Ashra in front of him.
Oh boy. It's from like a magical effect on the arrow, or just a lot of damage?
Just you've taken a
Player
lot of
damage
damage.
Okay.
You fell. I had the Dominus grabbing your neck, then had the arrow.
That's fair.
And his arrows hurt. You find it your turn. You are currently sitting at 5 successes. 2 more and you might just end up freeing paradise.
Oh my god. Sorry,
You're good.
working on replying, and it.
I was just giving you an idea of one of the things you can use. Water.
I'll be right back.
Alright. Okay. I am bad at this, apparently.
You're good. I was gonna say, if you want to say things, you can use that too.
Yeah, that's true. It's a whole thing. I already got it typed, mostly.
Momentary break. I would
Okay.
like everyone to know that we've given up on the spoon. We've gone full hands in pasta now. Mom's gonna be so happy that I'm lying. Yeah,
The
you're
kid
a mom.
understands the way to be. That's just a handful of pasta. Can you imagine how happy you would be?
Well,
just-
it's even better is he's got the spoon in the one hand, and then he goes in with the other hand to bring out pasta.
Yeah, I feel like channeling the spirit. Indeed, and with victory coming on hand, Asher now has to assert to the shifters why it is all about them. And calling out Hamu for his crimes. How dare you bend a knee to the gods? How dare you beg them for their help? I saw you pleading as she recalls to the mirror and decries his dependency on outside powers. You're not strong enough on your own.
Give me a
And
persuasion.
we'll lift the wings into the air and sort of shift them through some showy colors.
You're currently not in dragon form.
Or no,
right?
you're right. Okay, that's right. We're just doing the showy colors as person
Feathers.
the feathers and pointing at him. What would you want?
Persuasion check with advantage as Havoc comes up, rallying and chirping along with you, happy to see you again for the first time in a long time.
I already have, and then we have with the advantage. What? There we go. This is why we got fate points. We'll add 20 to this. I want it to be good.
So
All right.
that brings you to 36. So you had seen that the shifters were starting to like slowly sneak around, but now they're openly out there whooping. You see the ones from the sea, from the ocean, the ones from the sky, those from the forest, all are gathered here to watch this as they see.
At a respectful distance, because.
Yeah, less respectful now. It's down to
Oh, there I go.
the big dragon is gone. The big dinosaur is down.
Still a very dangerous situation as we approach the close.
It is. And as you do approach the close, Hamu, seeing everyone whooping, cheering for you, looks to them. I said, you're all mine. And he casts a wave, using upon his own spark.
Swim as we did before. We are the survivors.
He has succeeded. Are you giving him that success? Okay.
Yeah.
So as he
Trust in them.
casts
They
that,
got this.
you watch as chain just start to wash over in everyone's mind, and they all stop cheering and look at you. And even Havoc looks at you, and you see bloodlust in their eyes. Ashra, your turn. What do you do?
Mhm. And so we go to end this heresy, this defiling of our values of self-reliance and standing on our own glory, and we will shift back into a dragon and go to bite down upon him about on this, yeah, get right up into his business and rip and tear. Yeah.
Give me the shift
I do
check.
need to do the shifting check. Yep.
Yep.
Yeah.
That
DC
is-
15.
That is a success. So I want to bring something up. As you shift and to become the dragon, you watch as he goes from angry, confident though that he can beat you in a one-on-one, to just staring mouth agape at you.
So I am the creature of legend.
And he actually starts to kneel down. Are you still taking a bite?
We'll do a partial one to the other arm and shoulder to secure the yielding.
So you tear off his arm, basically? Or is that what you were doing? Or are you just trying to scar it?
Biting into it and like kind of crippling it, and then we'll let go if it looks like he behaves.
He takes the bite, and I mean, you're basically like a small nibble because you are gargantuan size now, and he is medium size.
Oh yeah, the arm might fall off. We're not used to this all yet.
It does. It's just not there anymore. Your jaw's too strong, and so he yells, looks up to you, and then just starts to get up and just walk away. Walking.
Do I feel
to
the power
ocean.
shift?
You feel the power come to you. You watch as on your draconic form, the magic of the island starts to go and create waves on you, so that way you are marked as the leader of the paradise. Chieftain
Yeah.
of paradise.
Oh, just the alpha.
You'll-
And so with the magical waves washing over, we send out the decree as I become connected to the island itself and the people. I am the alpha, and I will protect us, I will cleanse us, and I will take care of our people, she promises to Hamu and the leaders before.
As you send that out, the spell that Hamu had done to subjugate everyone to his will seems to have subsided. You find yourselves free. It takes some time to get the paradise cleansed of the undead, because there are a lot of undead, and it's almost seemingly never fully cleansed. There always seems to be some sort of curse on the paradise that every so often the dinos just need to go and hunt for the undead dinos. Just happens. That being said, give me a survival check to see how well you regrow paradise.
That's going to be the rough one. That should not be at normal roll. Give me one moment. Where's my hacks? I call shenanigans. There we go. And with this, the island deserves everything. So we'll put 23 onto it.
So a total of 50.
Mm-hmm.
Second highest roll I think we've ever had for anything. First highest being Cypher becoming a lich.
Mm-hmm.
So, Ashra, I think it's best if I give the mic to you and let you describe what happens in about 11 months of, well, Ashra running things.
Indeed. And so the people of paradise are joyed as the rotting dinosaurs are cleansed and put to rest. The traditions are restored and they're no longer under the fearful quivering underneath and distant god. Finally able to return to raising the young, building the nests without worrying what their future will hold. But as Ashra and LaFay grow into their progress and grow further in size, the magic around them continuing to be unstable, and they dedicate their lives to rebuilding the trees, rebuilding the plants, and as they do, magical crystals start to grow out from the trees, giving a dim glow throughout the island as the magic flows not quite uncontrollably, but it's a wash. It is so dense that it solidifies among them and leads to perhaps some strange things with the children and the shifters as well, starting to see glimpses. It's only a year, but they're seeing new resonance with magic as the island becomes a hotspot, just being in the presence of two magically emanating dragons.
Near...
Mountains grow. Oh yeah? Go
Oh,
for it.
sorry. I was gonna say near the end. Not quite, but about at the 11th month. There's an egg that is born and blessed by LaFay. The egg is golden. And it's not until it hatches that it's discovered. The first of the metallic dragons is born on Paradise.
We declare this day a holy day, a blessed day, a day of celebration as Ashra eagerly welcomes, what is it, a nibbling of sorts, a child of such a caliber, and exalts them greatly. What is your child's name, Fei-Fei?
I think I will name it Fizzban.
Fizzban. We'll give it a headbutt and treasured affection, the alpha, and leave it to the cooperative raising of the island. And as the island starts to get healthier and the undead incursions less common, she encourages the shifters of the waters to keep an ear out for if there's any rumors of the other dragons nesting, so that we can bring the children back to safety. But that'll be towards the end. We can't bring anything while we're still cleaning up.
Alright. And with that, I will say, near the And there is something that will happen that will pull you away from paradise. But that is for us to discover later.
Mm-hmm.
That being said, thank you very much for joining us up here in the search for your spark.
Mm-hmm.
Next up, we have Aurora.
Oh, this is going to be interesting, especially with how Ashura ended and
Mhm.
wanting dragons that are nesting to
Oh,
go
yeah.
there.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we're absolutely stealing children, as true Fae do.
Yes,
Love you.
but that might be an issue.
Yeah.
Metallic dragons are a little different than the chromatic dragons. Only, as
Yeah,
said,
but I love them both.
May be true. Okay.
Before we get too far, I do give the last of my points to help out Aurora. My child, 07. Good luck.
How many points is Aurora getting?
Just one NPC creator redeem, so 5.
5.
Sorry, fam. I'm out of points-ish now.
2, 4.
I went in hard because I wanted a good happily ever after here. There is at least one good continent on this godforsaken planet. That's all I get.
So I will let you know for as far as points go, these characters get to keep their points. New characters do not get their fate points.
It's fine.
That being said, you get 18 fate points for everything, Aurora.
Oh, cool.
So. Sorry. Your music is a little quieter than Ashra's music was. Alright.
Makes sense.
It does. So, Aurora, we join you and technically everyone else back as you're all still in the town. Next morning comes, Dragon Daddy's ship comes flying in. But are you going on that ship? Or are you finding your own path?
Aurora, if possible, would like a slight quickened boost towards where she's going, but her first stop is going to be Night Point. But she's going to ask her student and her lovely wife if they would like to come along.
Oh. Oh. Give me a persuasion check on that one.
Oh, that won't work well. For my persuasion is still really bad. 20.
Nice!
Starting it off nice.
A nat 20. So, as you ask, the interesting thing is one of them doesn't really want to go. But the other one really wants to go. And so you're able to convince your student and Elsie to come along with you. That's going to be interesting. That being said, so you're wanting to head to Night Point?
Yeah. We're going to get my Mask of Mercy first, because she's been missing her mask for a long time now.
Queen Asker?
She hasn't been able to act in proper,
You're good. Hey, Asker? Yeah. She's a little distracted by a baby. I'll say, yeah, they swing around enough to give you... It's not too far off the beaten course for them. So they will drop you off, leaving you at Night Point, having the party split more.
Before I depart, I'm going to place a hand on Asger's shoulder. I will see you again. Perhaps after I've ridded this land of more dragons. And, perhaps you'll be invited to my wedding with Osrius, whenever that happens. I hope you can come. I hope all of you
Dang.
can come.
Asger will give
I
you a
wish
big
you all
hug
luck.
at the thought of your wedding, and just go. I hope that you know that tomorrow, or at some point, you'll be invited to my wedding. And tomorrow, when you're away from us, what are you doing, sir?
How many weddings are you planning on having, Asker? How large is
I'm
the
planning
harem
on
gonna
having
be?
one wedding and a whole
You
bunch
sure?
of concubines, but it's not my turn right now. Asger's just that you will keep us in your thoughts, and
But you could
make
just
sure
have
that
a
your
lot of
son's better.
weddings and husbands.
You know, either way, good luck on your journey, or as you travel along your path.
Thank you. I
Don't
will see
die
you all
now.
again eventually.
Don't die now. I'll be watching, and I'll be very disappointed.
Oh, I doubt
Well,
Asher. I
I
doubt
still
so
have
much.
my potions. Asker still has the potions that I changed up a slight bit. So,
I'm
if you
sure
ever
it'll
feel
come out.
any of us are in danger, I recommend taking a swig.
Good to know.
That being said, they then head off, flying to Rolla as fast as the ship will take them. You find yourself in Night Point, the military city that you were raised at. You see the old temple where you learned all of your ways of mercy. I would have Melody. Melody excitedly is like, "Let's go get you a mask."
Yes.
And Melody kind of skips ahead with you in the middle, and then Elsie just kind of sitting in the back, just like going, but very tentatively. Like, she's just like, there's a lot going on now that I am a part of. So as you go towards the center, you would be going towards the temple. You actually see in the center of town there's a market that's been set up. A traveling market.
Her eyes are lighting up, and she's going to just go full blast running.
So you go running that way. Melody's like skipping in Aurora, Master Aurora Winter, and just watches as you just are gone. She looks to Elsie, and she's just like, and they head slowly to follow you. In the market square, you do see Asrius's wares set up. You see, I believe Helga was her name, along with the little kid Droselja, just going through and setting up stuff, getting the bows ready.
There will be no dignity. Aurora's launching herself at them.
Very good.
For a second, it looks like Helga's like thinking about getting out of the way, and then she remembers little kid, and so she kind of takes the brunt of it because you were going fast. Just
She would do a
whee!
nice little flip over, just so he doesn't hurt them.
Nice.
But she's launching herself at Asrius.
Asrius hasn't been seen yet. You just saw the Asrius's wares.
Well, she will actually scoop up the kid
Okay.
and continue running towards Asrius.
So you head to the Asrius's wares, and you see he's fiddling around back in his little wagon, and he turns around with, "And for today, Aurora!"
And just whoop.
They just
With kid in
disappear
arm,
for a
just-
second into the wagon.
So cute.
Nostalgia looks up to you. Hey,
Hello.
how's everything? How's it been? It's been so long. I was worried.
I was sent to the astral plane for less than a minute. We're back 2 months later. The gods are gone. It's very interesting. And then she's just gonna kiss Azrius.
Azrius kind of gets a dumbfounded look. The astral plane?
Yes.
I mean, I knew the gods were, something was up. The flames went out. Actually, why I'm here is to sell some things for the military. Because there's war now.
Yes, I have to help with that, but I also have to kill a lot of dragons. We also have to get wet at some point. I also need a mask. I came here for a mask. Melody and her wife are out there. If you remember, Melody. A lot of things have happened.
Let's rewind that.
So many.
We have to get married?
Yes.
I don't have a ring.
I couldn't get it refined into anything for you, but she'll finally hand over the gem she bought for Azrius.
My god,
It reminded
it's
me
cute.
of you.
They're gross.
He looks at it. Aurora, you did. And he kisses you. And with that, he sets down that, pulls into a cupboard that you didn't see was there for a second. I thought you might want another mask. And an ornate mask of the Way of Mercy. This one engraved into the sides, not on the side, in the temple that you would only see, it says, "For my love, from Azrius."
She is just going to smile big and hug him more. She's also curling her tail around Draselja.
So, we're going
Thank you
to...
for keeping him safe.
My pleasure. He's a good young chap. So we're going dragon hunting.
Yes. Dragon hunting. Perhaps helping with the war efforts. Eventually going back to Goldenrod.
Golden Crest? Goldenrod? Gold Crest. Interesting. Well, seems like we have a lot to do. And with that, we're going to skip ahead a little bit. The month goes by quickly as you reunite with your parents, get to see them, get to spend time with them. And within 2 weeks of that month, you have a beautiful wedding with Azrius. It's a very simple, but simple because Night Point's simple. But Azrius adds their own flair to everything, as Azrius does, and has it nice and beautifully enchanted. Elsie, keep calling her Elsie. Melody and her wife Ellie are there, and near the end of the month, Ellie starts to ask, "Are you going to?" She comes to you specifically one night because, if I remember correctly, you were the one who did find out her true identity, right?
That
Or
would
was
be
that
Asger.
That was Asker.
I don't know if Asger would have told me, but yeah.
I'll say Asker did.
She would notice the funky claws.
Yeah. Elsie comes to you one night. I know that you were happy to have Melody here with you. Were you wanting us to travel with you as well, or were you...
Would be up to you. It's if you would like to fight dragons and help against war efforts.
Why are you trying to fight dragons?
One of them contains my brother's soul.
And she kind of looks at you confused. How?
Malthus and the Man of Mirrors used the souls in the Man of Mirrors' possession to make these dragons that rain hell upon our land.
How do you intend to find your brother's soul? The dragons have started, while there was the initial attack, they've also generally found places of rest.
Their hearts. If I can... I felt it with 2 others. They had souls. It's the heart that I need, and I will kill as many as I need to, well, find him. And release him from that prison.
Is that what you want most in life now?
Currently, yes, but I also wish for peace.
So
I
Elsie
want everyone to live healthily.
pulls out a bottle of water, like a bowl of water, pulls out her dagger, and like, of all, this dagger you would put on the same level of power as your claws, Jaziro's glaive. Like, you can just tell the magic emanating from it. She hands it to you and says, prick your finger with it, let the blood pour into the water, then put the dagger into the water.
Rip. Bleed weird half-divine blood into it.
Give me your wisdom saving throw.
Oh, very fun.
So, for a second, you see the image of your brother pass through the water. Then you see an image of a small... What do I want to go with? A small child, tabaxi, with 2 horns sticking out of its head, going, Mama, brother was mean to me. And then your will is just strong enough to focus back onto your brother for a second. As you then see the image of a war-torn countryside of Goldcrest. And you hear the roar of a dragon.
She was already planning on going there, so it works out.
Elsie holds out her hand for the dagger.
Aurora will pass it over with a very confused look in her eye. She knows where the dragon is. Part of the vision had a kid saying "Mommy," and the kid looked vaguely like Osiris and I.
Have you? Oh. Well, that'll be a fun surprise for you. So, would you like our help to get to there safely?
If you would like, yes. But you do not have to participate.
Then,
Well, healing might be necessary. It is helpful for Way of the Mercies to provide that, but once
healing
again,
is
not
not my
entirely necessary.
forte. This is, he looks to you.
Melodies.
Yeah, that's more of my darling. My forte
She is quite
is...
wonderful. She was a good student.
She is. She is amazing. Nothing had better happen to her.
I will make sure nothing will.
And with that, you, Azrius, Melody, Elsie, leave the traveling merchant band, as Azrius isn't letting you go to a war-torn area alone.
And Driselda, I'm guessing, is being left behind with Olga for now.
Yes, most definitely.
And Aurora is gonna, like, give him some reassurances that they'll be back.
He gives you a big hug, not wanting you to go. And for the next...
Any dragons on the way, she will in fact try to fight, though. Because once again, even though that some of them probably aren't, like, wreaking complete havoc, there's still an issue.
Yeah, you find not as many of them as you might think, because most of them seem to have settled into this place and will basically come out for food, for money. So those effects. So you have about 12 weeks of journey, which is 3 months. And you've noticed that you are starting to show along that journey. And it takes, you travel through names of cities. I do it. Travel through Tuskegee. You travel through Cinder Edge. All the way up. Making it to Bronzehorn. All the way over to which is Dusktane. And then you head to Goldcrest. As you're about 2 days out from Goldcrest, you see that in the sky is just smoke, as war has been raging for a while. You see spells, getting effects of spells off in the air as things go crazy and wild magic ensues. And then you get to the day of, where you arrive to top of the valley and you can see the mountains looking overhead. And there, up in the sky, you see an ancient white dragon. Aurora, it's time for your challenge to find your spark. This is going to be another skill challenge. I think you might have gotten a good idea of how it works for the most part.
Yeah.
Let's see. There. Let's roll initiative, Aurora.
Okay.
You got this! Go get him, kitten!
You'll succeed.
22.
Your doula believes in you.
Roll a d20 again. Roll initiative again.
Okay. Oh, okay.
You tied.
Oh, okay.
The future kids believe in
Oh, okay, well.
You
of
just
course.
tied again. So,
This is good. This is a good match already. They're
Here's the third
wibble
one.
okay. There we go. So the dragon finds itself high in the air, and it can see everything. And it can sense the blood of its kin on your hands. It swoops down, coming after you all. It's going to make its breath attack. That is... As it breathes its ice down, which would be a little bit harder for you to dodge, because it's not dodging, it's sustaining and withstanding it. Azrius throws up a magic barrier and it just has the ice wash over all of you as the check fails. You find yourself looking up at it. What do you do, Aurora?
How far up is it?
60 feet.
Oh, wonderful. She doesn't really particularly want to endanger her friends. She's going to do this herself. She's going to use her claws, because that dragon's within 60 feet of her, and she's going to appear, hopefully, above its head. I'll do my...
Give me your teleportation check.
Oh. Wow.
I was not expecting to see this today. Are you using, spending a blood thing to make sure it goes through?
Can I use fate points to make it go through?
Not on a nat 1, sadly.
Okay, which means all teleporting is useless after that, which is unfortunate.
The positive
Yeah,
thing
she
is
will.
it isn't an actual, like, battle.
If she gets knocked off, she's gonna have to get back up somehow. But yeah, she's gonna use blood magic to make it go through.
Well, I'm just checking to see what wild
Your
magic
Google is
happens.
proud.
Aurora, you have blind sight,
I mean-
right? Blind sense?
Why would I have blind sense?
I don't know.
Unless you wanted me to level up higher, and then I could have gotten it. I didn't level up past anything yet, because I didn't know.
I'm just
if
trying to
we were
remember
getting
if
this
monks get it or not. I know rogues do, I just don't remember monk stuff.
level. No, that's like later monk thing. And
Okay.
that's like epic little monk thing.
Okay, so you find yourself on it, and just your vision is this weird for the next couple of rounds. Basically, you are only seeing invisible things, but you are on it and you can feel its wings, like you found yourself perched right in between its wings. That is going
Wonderful.
So with that,
But it's still a fail, unfortunately, but she would start attacking.
so both of you have failed already, which
Yeah.
is fine. It's
I mean, with how many crit fails I'm getting, I'm the most likely to not actually get my spark at this rate.
You never know. Let's see. So it's going to try and lose you and like do some acrobatics. And you just hold on. Like it's like trying to throw you off and it just doesn't. That is a fail. Your turn, Aurora.
Can this one be poisoned? I
How are
guess
you
this would be
interacting with it?
medicine. Oh. She wants to use a very specific poison that she's had for a very long time.
Give me a medicine check. Yep. 29.
29.
Nice. Which poison are you using?
Mind Frost poison.
Mind Frost.
The one that will immediately kill a thing if they cannot resist it. Mind Frost poison, DC 21. Drink, fail 1 level exhaustion. Need to succeed 2 times to get rid of. It
Okay.
gives disadvantage to the save.
So
I love it.
what I'm going to do, since again it's not an actual battle and technically I think it might be immune to it anyway, basically the poison starts to rip at its brain and basically make it so it's not as able to get as like it's not in full control of itself,
It's good. For me.
which does give you the first success of the challenge.
Huzzah.
So you rip and pour it in its giant mouth as it's like snapping, and you can hear it snapping. That being said, it's going to try and, as it's snapping at you, it's going to try and grab you with its jaw. It does not grab you with its jaw. That is a fail. All of the nat 20s were earlier. So, Aurora, it's your turn, as it's just like trying to grab you and stuff like that, and it just can't. And again, you're blinded right now, but still holding on.
She's going to dig her claws in, trying to maybe tear at the wings if she can find them, but she's also trying to keep her place, so one claw's digging in there, one claw's doing slash.
On the wings. Give me an attack. Or your choice of attack, or... You already did medicine. I'm trying to think. Attack, athletics. I could see athletics too. One of those two.
Nah, we're also gonna hopefully finish this off with a flare. Depending.
So an
18.
18 does not succeed at the moment.
I will add... seven.
Okay. That'll give you another success. So as you take your claw and rip at the wings, you feel yourself plummeting.
Interesting.
Boom! And you get launched from it as you're no longer, as it just hit the ground and rolled. It
Fun.
stands up, roars at you, and it's going to cause icicles to start falling from the sky at you. That's the third 4 I've rolled in a row. That is not going to succeed. You just hear the icicles forming and dive to the side. But now you have a problem. It's your turn.
Yeah.
You don't know where it's
And
at.
I can't. Well, she does have a spell that detects poison.
Okay.
So she's going to activate Detect Poison and Disease and go towards it. And she doesn't have to make a roll for that, because it came with a feat.
Nice.
Feat.
So you get the sense of where it's at from the mind rot that you'd given it. And you start running towards it. What do you do from that?
You know what? She's gonna do some acrobatic stuff. Hopping from icicle to icicle from where she can feel them. And whenever she's getting closer, she's gonna launch one, kind of doing a flip with it.
Give me an acrobatics check.
It's taking a while to load that acrobatics check. Oh no. There it goes.
Oh yeah. You, even though your vision is a little blurry, you're perfectly landing, and you just actually, as you flip on the last one and you hear its jaws like snap at where you would have been, you grab a hold of one of the last icicle, pulling it up with you, and just dive it into its head. And you hear an ear-piercing roar.
Oh, I'm so proud of her.
And
Rip and tear, child.
magic didn't work. It's just going to try and whip its tail at you to launch you away from it. If I can roll anything other than a 4. I did. That is going to be a success. So you just feel the tail just boom, and knock you, and you go flying 20, 30, 40 feet away, landing on your head, and then you get up, and your vision, it's back. Your turn. You're at 3 successes. What do you do?
So, I'm trying to think of something else neat that she could do. But she does, in fact, have all of her keys still. And, she has a new fancy ability that expends a lot of ki and does a lot of damage with it.
Yeah.
So, she's gonna run to the dragon again. And as she's going in, she's going to do the plunging of the claws in and doing what evil Aurora tried to do to her, which would be the expelling of a lot of... I'm trying to find it. I'm blind.
You touch it and deals damage equal to 2d10 per ki spent, right?
Yeah, and she's spending 10 ki.
Roll a d20 plus 10.
Okay.
So,
16.
16.
Unfortunate.
Is that your final answer?
No. We're once again making it 25.
So you dive, land on its rib cage, the top of its rib cage. And mind you, this is, or not rib cage. Why can't I think of the word? Like where the neck meets the bone. Collarbone.
Collarbone?
Yep. And you just expend your key and push into it. It yells a hideous yell. You are now at 4 successes out of 7. It's going to take, as it kind of rears back, and just, you watch as one claw goes down, another claw goes down, and its breath just starts to form in front of you. And it's going to do a maximized breath on you. It did not like that. That is going.
Contrary to the dragon's belief, Aurora's going to stand strong even if it succeeds, and her next
Hell
thing
yeah.
is going to be interesting.
Well, standing strong is a little bit harder, as it just launches it and does succeed on its breath attack on you, chilling your bones. You actually notice that your arms start to have icicles forming on them. You can feel your fur getting matted with ice. You've never been colder, as it has succeeded. What do you do?
Would have loved to do an intimidation, but I'm really bad at that. Can I roll an insight to find the best place to strike next?
Yeah. Insight or investigation, your choice. Insight.
That's going to be insight. Insight is far better.
So you taking a look at all the damage you've done, now that you can see it, you see that part of its scales have been chipped away from the icicle on the head. You see that the spot, though, right around the collarbone has just been kind of necrotically melted away. And so that's probably your best spot. You take your foot, kick into it, because that is enough to get you a success. And it yells in pain some more. It starts to try to take flight, but you notice the damage to its wings earlier before it does. But it got a little bit up off the ground, but then it comes falling down onto you. misses horribly. You're able to get out of there fast enough that its impromptu belly slam attack does not work on you. Your turn, Aurora.
Hmm. I'm thinking she is going to be trying to rip and tear more into that with one of her skills, but I don't know which one it would be. It could be medicine to, like, very surgically continue going
Rip out
through
some
that.
organs.
And you've done some medicine on a dragon before.
And she's done
I have.
the medicine check on, like, tearing apart the demons for parts. So
Yeah.
she's done, like, corpse-ish things with her medicine.
Yeah.
So you can give a medicine. You have done a medicine once already, so it'll be a little bit higher DC, but still within realms for you.
Plus 17. So here we go. Oh god. Of course. Why? Why must I just keep crit failing?
So you try to, like, think medically about the best way to go about it, but you just shiver. 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 Cats aren't meant for that cold. Shiver. That being said, it's can fly. Used its breath recently. You watch as its claws come swiping at you. It's like, you're gonna swipe me with your claws, I'm gonna swipe you with my claws, and I'm gonna do more damage. See if it's true or not. It does swipe across you, hitting you. Not as hard as your claws might have hit, but it's a bit bigger than your claws. So it's able to kind of bash you and it's trying to fight back and trying to get time to heal its wings up a little bit. Your turn, Aurora.
Got this.
I just don't have a lot of skills I'm good at.
Yeah. Do you have any? Or no, monks don't have spells, but you have a variety of keys.
Not really. They are tied to my attacks. The only key blast I could do was already done. I guess I could try to stun it.
Yeah.
You have a piece of cipher in you.
Yeah.
I guess I try to do
Stun
a
it?
hit and stun it.
Give me wisdom saving throw? Because you're proficient in those, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm proficient in every single saving throw, though.
True. Very true. So the reason I had that is as a way of using your monk power to go and hit it and stun it up a bit. So you do manage to kind of stop it from moving too much. As it's getting stunned, it gives one last and tries to use its breath attack on you at a higher DC. That's not going to be a success. As it tries to form the frost in its mouth, it just can't because it's stunned. Aurora, you're at 6 successes, and you start to feel your spark channeling through you. You feel the life channeling through you. You feel your own life, along with the life of 2 others, inside you. What do you do for your last one? Maybe. Potentially.
It'd be kind of funny if, for some odd reason, Asgard did just go poof angel mode, but that cannot happen, unfortunately.
Are you wanting to pop your angel mode?
It'd be fun.
So
but wouldn't that require Asgard?
Angels versus dragons.
it does not for this, because again, you are becoming your own, a god of your own.
Oh.
As you pop your angel mode, it is your angel mode. Question for you.
Very fun. Mhm.
Do you still want the angel mode that gives you the burning sensation, or do you want the angel mode that gives you wings?
Oh, both are fun. I think it's more apt to give her the radiant consumption still.
Okay. I was just giving you an option as yourself to change it for reasons.
I do like the possibility of wings, but okay, you know what, Peanut Gallery, wings or burning?
Flaming wings.
I would like your
Naming.
Flaming wings actually sounds amazing.
Yeah.
I'm always gonna vote
Yes.
fire if you bring up fire.
Well, I guess everyone wants
wings?
her to have wings.
So as you
So I guess she will have wings.
you channel and feeling your spark growing, and you channel upon it, and you watch as wings of radiant, holy energy burst out, and as they burst out, your wounds heal, and you find yourself back to your full version of life, as if you had never been frozen, as if you had never been swiped at. You are life. How do you want to do this?
You know how I have a whole thing of mercy?
Mm-hmm.
I would like to give this dragon mercy. So Aurora's going to, in her angelic form, slip on her new mask.
Yes! Ooh, mask
Bring
angel.
down the hands of harm upon this dragon.
As you slip on your mask, you watch as your key infuses with it, glowing, making it your image, your visage, just projecting it outward. Bringing all of your key back up as well, as it's now on. Give me a key check.
Oh, which one?
Key check. A wisdom check.
Oh, wisdom, yes. Just
Wisdom
straight
save.
wisdom, or okay. If it went back to that nat one, I would have been so sad.
You casting out your arms, giving this mercy, putting it out of its mercy. You watch as the ancient white dragon's skin and scales start to shatter and break, and just there, as its face melts down to where you've injured it so much on its collarbone, and then the collarbone and ribs just burst apart, and you see the gemstone, and within it, you know your brother's soul is there. As you go flying down towards it gently, place your hand on it, and you watch as the gemstone kind of starts to shrink, molding, until you're holding a young Tabaxi, the age of which he was before he had passed, as your brother has been brought back to life.
Robert is gonna kind of collapse to the ground.
The battle,
Tears rolling down her face with her mask still on.
As you collapse, the battle continues to rage in the distance. While there is battle here, the others didn't take notice. They were defending their home, or Osdan forces were attacking yours. Asrius comes running up to you and gets you away from the battlefield, surprised about seeing Tabaxi that looks similar to you, but different.
Yeah. A little bit younger as well.
Just a bit. And with that, if you want to describe what happens throughout your next 12 is 3, you got another almost 9 months. What does Aurora do for the next 6, 7 months? Well, 6, 7, 8 months.
Oh. Aurora is definitely going to be helping stop the war and providing healing for those that need it, mercy for those who also need it.
How is Aurora helping stop the war? Is she more of on the front lines, more of keeping the line there, or is she heading back to talk with others? And
on the front lines, trying to make her way to diplomats or like those in charge.
Okay. Well, I will keep that in mind for other people's stories, because other people's stories are going to be very involved with that.
You probably want to take a note for yourself written on the timeline on when she starts doing that, just because.
I did.
I mean, Paradise is nice and isolated. Everyone else has to share.
I'm keeping very good track of what everyone's doing. There are reasons that I've decided orders on where everyone's going to be in order.
Yeah. So once war efforts have died down, hopefully like earlier within those 9 months that she still has left, because she is in fact very much pregnant, she's later on going to go back, retrieve Draselja, because they must have their little weird family. Oh, and she should probably also say hello to Yelanala at some point. When the kids are close to being born, she's going to consult with Osrius, and they will decide which area to have them in. Because, yeah, that's a thing that has to be discussed.
He actually says he would like to have them at night point, so that way they can be around your family. And
Makes
their
sense.
uncle?
Yeah. Her would also like to bond with her brother, kind of like she will later on, just whenever she can deal with the trauma, she will just hold his face, stare at it for a good few hours, bump their heads together, and cry again. But eventually she will send word to Asger about kids and all that.
Okay. And so you find yourself...
Pretty...
Sorry. I was gonna say, so you find yourself... You spend a few months at the front of the war until... I would say you're there until you know that you can't be there. You should not be there anymore. You have to give birth.
Yeah.
You make your way back down to Night Point and start to raise your family there. Your efforts will assist with Asker's potential ways of doing things. We'll see how Asker's thing goes.
Oh, okay. Also, other than Asger, she would send notice to everyone else that she could that she had kids, so Cypher knows that she has good kids.
Do I get to know, or is that like you're having letter senders, or do you have a spell for that?
We
Or are
try
you
with that
borrowing
spell?
Courier Cipher again?
There's a good chance after birth you got ascended.
Yeah,
Oh, what?
ascending.
Just a message from Cypher. Good job!
Without you even actually letting him know, Cypher messaged you first.
Oh no.
Rose gonna question him about that for sure. How did you know?
Sorry, too busy to respond. Just sending well wishes.
What an absolute class act, Cypher.
Oh, after like family time, once again, if there's any like dragon issues, she will go and help with the efforts.
Okay. So for the most part, yes, you have a little bit of outskirts where you'll go and kill a dragon or go and keep some war away from you. You generally have a nice, peaceful last couple of months before whatever happens.
I mean, I have a fun family with 3 kids.
Yeah.
4 if you count my brother,
Yep.
which would be really weird.
That being said, we're going to move on. Hi. How's it going, Shirku?
This is certainly going to be interesting. I actually had quite a bit going on.
So,
Like Ashra did, I'm gonna give some
8 points out?
yeah, that one's gonna be fate
Yeah.
points, and then I'm also gonna give him 13 of my
I will-
remaining.
Good.
So that would
And I will send-
you're gonna give him 12 of your remaining, and that's 6 points.
And here we go, and I'm helping out a little bit too. We believe in you, Shirku.
So 6 points additional total.
Wait till all the numbers are rolled. He'll math it out for you.
34 points total.
34.
Yes.
All right.
So, Shirku. First things first. Well, actually, I should, if I'm going to say first things first. We're no longer in the happy instrumentals.
Oh, no, it's probably going to turn a lot more bloody now.
First things first, Shirku. You are with them as the ship gets there. And not only is it Dragon Daddy's ship, your sister's also on that ship. Zelda's
Yep.
there.
And it's been a while since we've seen her, so guess where we're heading first.
So as the ship lands, before you've even had a chance to get up there, you watch as out of your shadow, your sister steps. You're letting down your guard. Why? Why so easy to let down your guard, brother?
Oh. That's it?
I thought we had lost you for a second.
No. Well, can't exactly let down my guard when I already know when you're gonna appear a second time. It's been a while, sister.
That it has. And you see on her uniform is actually the rank of captain.
What do you even know what ranks are?
Was that? You might not ask her, and Aurora definitely would, and Zastrava, and Cypher.
Yes, Shirku that spent years enough time around military to know that. Either way, he's gonna directly give her a big ol' hug.
She returns it. So we're taking the princess back. Where are you planning on going? Are you going to Rolla as well?
I was actually planning on heading back to Ashenbrook to clean up and restore our home to something better than what once was. Remove the remaining undead and demons that linger. Free
Okay.
it of.
Back to Ashenbrook?
Yeah.
Are you going to want company for that, or are you going to be going by yourself?
Actually, I was gonna see if she'd be interested in joining.
And she looks to her captain, who seems a little bit distracted at the moment as Asker's going onto the ship. And the captain does notice her look and gives a nod. She's like, well, allowed to go? Are we going to... Probably going to want to go find a different ship, as they're going to be a bit busy.
That's very much true. Let's see. Well, we can either go by sea or go by air. I only know of one other flying ship, and I'm sure you know exactly which one I'm talking about.
You're wanting me to go on a pirate ship that has been going and attacking different ports.
Well, options are there. Never said that we'd have to like them.
We're going by sea.
There we go.
And so you guys fly, I'd say you'd fly to Night Point and then head towards Sylvalin, number 16 over there. And then which takes you, let's see, 1 week to get there, 2 weeks to get there.
Speaking of, I should probably review on the list I sent you.
It does take about 4 or 5 months, 4.5 months to get to Fort Ford.
And that's plenty of time during the trip to learn a bit more about this ability he has and learn a new combat technique or something along the lines as we go along.
Okay. So you spend your time training, and actually, Nazaldi helps as well with your training, just making it so you actually get a little bit better about finding where the timing in attacks is and how time, while isn't necessarily always linear, it almost gives you the access to cast Foresight on yourself once a day.
Anyway,
Not fully there yet, but you're getting there. As in, you'll have that for the last session. You'll have the ability to cast Foresight on yourself once a day.
very interesting.
You
I need
guys,
to remember what that stuff does.
you're good. You land at Gorford, and as you get there, it's a busy town. It's not super big compared to some of the other ones you've been at, but as far as Ashenbrook goes, it's decently sized. Your sister asks, so where are we heading here?
Well, I heard that there was currently an invasion of the Undead going off at one of the newest cities. One of the ports. What was the city's name again?
Witherthorn?
Witherthorn, I believe.
She pulls out a map.
But otherwise, my idea was to go from city to city trying to reunite the shattered colony.
If we were to head
Take her home.
straight to Witherthorn, it'd probably take us 10 weeks or so. On foot?
Sounds about right. Excluding doing that it's along our path.
So you guys head on your journey. You do find a couple of either not really demons, more of just strange creatures that you're not used to seeing. Because you never made it this far south on Witherthorn. So some of the beings that are here are just different enough where it's strange. Like, you could have sworn that was half tree, half creature, but it's dead now. So, it wasn't a fiend.
Definitely seems to have been killed in their eye.
You make your way across the river, through the woods. Actually, as you're heading that way, you end up coming across an old, kind of off foot on the road, little pyramid that you happen to, you might recall. You were there a couple of times, making a couple of battles.
Ah, yes. Actually, is somebody's grave still around?
Yes. Second. Pull up his name. Can I find this? Enzo.
Yes, Enzo.
Yep. You find Enzo's grave.
Yep. They have Enzo's grave a visit, because he was a great help in the very beginning.
As you see it, give me a survival check.
As you wish. That's low. But...
The ground looks like it was disturbed at some point. But you're not, like, it looks like someone else was possibly buried around here. Like, there's the one grave, and then not very far away from it, there's another one.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Does the second one have a tombstone or something like that?
Nope. You do anything else with it?
Unless I can have any indicators of which jet is, I'd otherwise prefer not to disturb the grave.
You go and are like, I'll leave it alone. But then, through time, you see what used to be here. You see Aurora walking with your father right along this area.
Wait.
You can. Oh, it's almost as if it's an echo that you're watching as it happens. Then you watch as Trilga goes to grab his bow, and Aurora turns. And you watch as Aurora's spots become eyes, and then leap upon your father. Right about where you saw that other unmarked grave.
That's so, then just to be sure, I would like to try and uncover it. The unmarked one.
You start to dig through with your hands, and your sister gives pause and just kind of watches because you haven't said anything with her. It doesn't take you long. It's been a couple of months, but doesn't take you long with your strength. One push in, and you feel a strong bow made of bone. Can't pull it out quite yet because it is covered still. So you start digging some more.
Yep.
And there you find not only your father's bow, but also his body, his remains.
Yep. And I just stay there. Still, Shirko still continues to be silent as he kneels there looking down into the grave for a moment.
Azaldi puts a hand on your shoulder as she now has seen and recognizes who this is. Mother. Sorry for your loss.
I had strange image flash in my mind. Had a weird feeling that he'd be here, buried here. That's that was to be true. I already knew that he fell, but it's still hard to see him like this.
I'm glad you were able to put some peace.
Yes.
Would you like to create a gravestone, or you want to take him to Witherthorn?
Yes, we should take him to Witherthorn. His home was there, and he should have a proper burial.
Do you need any help with carrying anything?
No, I think I have it. Thank you, Lev. And with that, he lifts up the no doubt heavy body.
Just a bit.
Along with.
I mean, it's a lot less heavy because it is decayed a bit, but.
Oh yes. But along with the bow. How well intact does the bow look?
You look it over?
Yeah.
Give me an investigation check.
Alright. Investigation. Not one of my good stats. Not one of my good stats.
Not one of your good stats. It doesn't look broken.
Yeah.
It looks fine-ish.
Sure, we could restore it.
So you head on the way to Witherthorn, and as you get to the part that's overlooking it, as you're getting out of the trees, you see Witherthorn is once again under attack. Looks like it's holding and fending off from the undead horde as well as it can. But you watch as a Draco Lich swings in and breathes its necrotic energy over. And Witherthorn is in a fight for its life. Kirku, your sister, seeing the mess that you're all about to enter, says, I will take your father's body. You're the better fighter between us. Shirku, Are you ready to enter your search for your spark?
Let's get going.
All right.
Let's drag the lich about.
Let's roll some initiative. All right.
Initiative.
You have failed initiative.
Yep. Dr. Lich is going first.
So, your battle isn't necessarily with the Draco Lich. As that you and your sister have kind of entered into the area, the undead have noticed you. Let's see. 3. And you watch as a horde of undead come swarming at you. Highest one they just got is 11.
Installing the Doom music.
They just start trying to claw at you, but you're keeping these ones away with your glaive, just keeping them out of reach of you and your sister. What do you do?
Well, first off, we have the traits Army of One. I summon my echoes. Or at the initiative, I can have my 2 echoes at the start. And with that, begin cleaving through the undead and making a path forward towards the city walls.
Alright, give me 3 attack rolls. Yeah, you're getting the sped up version as you're fighting a horde.
Yeah. And if I could, I'd start summoning an army, but that's too much. Alright. 3 attacks. Oh, whoops, I forgot to know. I don't need that for hordes. Alright.
That'll be 2 successes. As you start cleaving your way through, and you watch as you're cleaving, your sister steps in one shadow, out the other, and just barely ahead of you, and just basically trying to keep herself away from everything. Then you watch as the basic zombies are just getting cleaved, you're cleaving through them. You watch as 5 different larger, kind of bloated, come up to you. And as they get within 10 feet of you, they just and explode at you and your echoes. One of your echoes gets obliterated with the goo and gunk from inside of it. But the rest of you both manage to avoid it otherwise. What are you doing, Shirku?
I'm guessing that was an exploder. Alright. Let's replace that lost echo with the new one.
Give me an echo check as your thing. As you're summoning echoes to replace. I'll use that as your roll for this one. Should have probably done that for the last one.
Shirku and I both crit failing on our summoning things. Or, well, mine isn't summoned, but crit failing on the things that we generally use a lot.
That means no more echoes. That's a shame. Well, at least.
Alright. So, interesting thing. As you're trying to come forth and summon forth the time, you watch as the Draco Lich swings above you. And and just breathes, and instead of your echo, you're now surrounded by a circle of death. Thankfully, your sister isn't near you. You do destroy your own echo, so you're just by yourself now as an army of one. But the zombies that are around you actually heal while they're around you right now. Meaning your DCs are increasing by a bit for whatever you do right now.
Alright. So I'm surrounded by all this fire, which means my path for carving forward is... is
in my butt.
Cut off, and I'm guessing I'm being surrounded at this point.
Yep, but it is not your turn. Your turn was the summoning of the echo. You actually notice that your main space around you is pretty well filled right now with zombies, but the airspace isn't until some flyers start coming after you. And they start peckering down at you, attacking. 2 successes. As they're just trying to rip and tear at you, and they start getting closer to your sister as well now. What do you do, Shirku?
Well, I'm gonna use something I haven't used in quite a long time. Tunnel Fighter.
Give me a...
And just with the hordes, go, even if they're healing rapidly, just remove them in single swipes. They want a war, I'll give them a war of time.
Let me see. Give me a... I'm trying to think of what check I want that to be. Yeah, just give me 3 attack rolls.
This is us turning into an endurance battle, but anyways.
Or a constitution save, that'd work too. I see you're rolling attack already.
I can give you a constitution save too.
Give me a con save, yeah. Okay. Is 15 your final answer on that one?
I'm gonna put 10 fate points into it.
Okay. 9-5. So you become a swirling machine of death as you just start twirling your glaive, stabbing into people, getting them further away from your sister. You are almost to the gate of Witherthorn. And you watch as you're almost there, a lich looks up to you, floats up, looking over, and points its finger at you. And you resist the effects of Finger of Death pretty well. As the green ray just bounces off of your glaive and bounces back at it and just... And what do you do?
Ding that creature. I can't summon echoes anymore. The lich. Darn. Surrounded by undead. No echoes to be summoned. Right into consideration. So I'm gonna pull a trick that I've tried doing in the past once before, but I haven't tried recently again. Instead of summoning the echoes fully, like I did before, I'm gonna be trying to have after images form along with my movements to increase or try to allow my movement to go faster the momentum to just
So you can speed through everything.
basically, yeah, and to go straight for the lich. A train, unending.
Give
As the
me
brutality of rip and tear is quite little.
a either dexterity save or an acrobatics check, your choice.
Dexterity or acrobatics. Oh boy. Not my finest saves. At all.
Are you sticking with that 11?
I'll put 10 points into that as well.
Okay. I'll give you another success as you hurriedly move over, and as you enter into the space with the lich, your glaive knows what it's doing with slaughtering undead.
Yeah.
You just bisect its spine in half, cleaving it in two. And there, as you and your sister are now only about 20 yards from Witherthorn, you find yourself beset as the Draco Lich swings back around and breathes its necrotic fire on you this time. And that fire washes over you, burning, tearing you, and for a second you almost feel like it's trying to change you into an undead yourself. But you resist it as you're not fully dead yet. Kirku, what do you do?
Well, I was gonna say something along the lines of Indomitable, but the Draco Lich is a new problem now. We're almost at the gates, correct?
Mm-hmm. Some might say you're at 6 of 7 successes versus 4 of 7 successes.
A little bit closer. It's uncomfortable, but very good.
Alright, with that, with the last of the halfway to go, I would like to make a single sweeping charge to make his final path for Shirku's sister to get through, so he can be free to deal with the Draco Lich without worrying for her safety.
So, Shirku, as you go to do this charge, give me an athletics check.
Finally something I can use.
21. You manage to charge, cleaving through. And as you cleave with this bit, you notice something. Your cleave goes multiple times. 1, 2, and 3. All at the same time as you're striking. As you can now, during combat at least, you'll be able to swipe twice for every one. As you have channeled in and unleashed your full sense of spark of time. As you just cleave the way through for your sister, leaving you standing against an undead horde with a Draco Lich. That'll be someone else's problem. As we're going to call that an end, we are going to split your session up a little bit as, correct me if I'm wrong, the main things you wanted to do were getting basically Ashenbrook set up a little bit better, defending off the horde and stuff like that, right?
A little bit more than that. Shirku wanted to tear out all the undead. Make sure get Ashenbrook basically free of what it used to be, pull it out of the ashes, and effectively make it an unyielding continent if he
Okay.
can, and reinforce his home.
So there'll be some things that you'll learn a little bit for the one shot, but we'll get to that later. The reason I say that is the one shot that we have planned for the different party members is going to be taking place as Shirku has just given them enough time to survive. So, with that, we're going to be coming for an end to tonight. I appreciate y'all for coming in. Thank y'all, and have a fantastic rest of your evening. We'll see y'all next week.